Good morning and welcome to On the Beat. My name is Kim Mastrofino, and with me today is Martin Chan and Joe Hildreth. Let's check in with the Beat team today to see how they're doing. I think I'm going to start with Martin. How's it going?
Doing wonderful. It's a sunny Tuesday, but cold. Holiday season's coming soon.
It is coming. Are you looking forward to it?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, that's good. At least it's a maybe, right?
Yeah.
How's it going with you, Joe?
I'm doing good and great to be here.
Are you all set for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Gonna cook the turkey?
No.
Oh, well, it'll be good to eat it anyway. Whoever cooks it, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Well, I'm glad you guys are doing well. It's great to see you. Let's check in with Ben Barber. He's our producer today.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how's it going, Bren?
Hey, Ben.
I'm good. Hey, Martin. Hey, Joey.
Hello.
Good to see you guys.
Great to see you.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the show today.
Absolutely, and I think it's time to introduce our guest today. We're so lucky to have Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee on because he's a very busy guy, but he, was gracious enough to come on our broadcast. So we're very lucky and very appreciative. So please welcome Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee.
Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Hi, Dan.
Great to be on the beat here with Martin and Joey. So thanks so much for the invitation.
Thanks so much for coming on. We know that you're very busy, so we appreciate your time, as I said before, but it's great to see you. So
it's nice to see you.
So Martin and Joe are going to conduct the interview questions. And so we're going to learn more about Dan McKee and Lieutenant Dan McKee and everything that he's involved in and, updates and all that. So we're anxious to hear, all the updates in the news. So Joe, you have the first question. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, take it away.
Hey, Dan, for those new to the broadcast, can you tell us about yourself and your role as Lieutenant Governor?
Yeah, so I've grown up in Cumberland, Rhode Island. So I'm a Rhode Islander my whole life. And my wife, Susan, and I raised two children now out of college and on to their careers, Matt and Kara. And very involved with Boys and Girls Club work over the years. My dad started the Boys Club in our town, and I've been a member, board member, president of the club, started the endowment fund. Been in small business, in terms of the income that we were able to raise our family on. So we've been in family small businesses. That's one of the reasons I take so serious this pandemic we're in now and the impact that it's having on our small businesses. I was a mayor of our town for 12 years and then ran for lieutenant governor in 2014 and again in 2018. So as lieutenant governor, we get involved with multiple issues. Not only constitutionally, we prepare to make sure we're ready. If there was a change, the governor did leave the office, the lieutenant governor becomes governor. So you have to make sure you know everything that's going on. And so we pride ourselves in making sure we're working with all the department heads and understanding the budgets. And if that happens, then we would be ready to do that, Joey. So, and then our function in our office, in addition to being ready to be governor, if in fact the governor left the office for any reason, we deal with it. I chair the Small Business Advocacy Council, so we do a lot of work with the small businesses up to the pandemic, and now kind of doubling down on that effort, which we'll talk about later in the program here. We do a great deal with the long-term health care, with the Alzheimer's issues. We championed to get a 5-year plan passed last year for the Alzheimer's, which we work on the long-term health care issues on that. A great deal with the veterans issues, with working with Operation Stand Down, which helps veterans out, working with Kasim Yan, who's the director of the Veterans Affairs, which Kasim lives in your neck of the woods, and he's a great man. And we'll talk a little bit about the things that we're currently doing to help the veterans and help the active duty. And then the other piece that I really involved in, and I'll end it with that, is that I'm really a strong advocate for public education and education for our all our students in the state of Rhode Island. And as a mayor, I opened up a mayor's office for education and education department, which still operates today under the third mayor that's managing that department. It's a 52-week-a-year education program that I'll be advocating for the state to adopt in every community in the state, especially under the current situations with all the virtual learning that's going on. Hours and hours of time are being lost in learning. So, and then started a charter school called Merrill Academies that was designed to close learning gaps where they exist, whether it's along race lines or whether it's on income lines. And we're doing some extraordinary work. We just graduated our third class of that Blackstone Valley Prep Merrill Academy this year, and the students are all attending college, and they're high degree of free and reduced lunch, very, very diverse in terms of color of skin, and the operation really focuses on the future of these young people, because I really, as you know, as I told you, with Boys and Girls Club work, very interested in young people.
Really great to know.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You have done a tremendous amount of work for the state of Rhode Island, so that's awesome. Martin, would you like to take the next question?
Sure. Hey, Dan McKee. What do you enjoy most about being the lieutenant governor?
Well, we adopted this theme called 39 because there's 39 cities and towns in the state of Rhode Island, Martin. So I really pride myself, just as I did as a mayor. I made sure that I was in the community every day as a mayor of our town. Now our office works every day to make sure that we're plugging into every community in the state of Rhode Island, and using that as a method to meet people. So if we, on the small business side, Martin, if we go visit a farm in one community, we'll go visit a farm in all 39 cities and towns and talk to the people there, talk to the people who are doing business there, what's going on, how can we help with the small businesses. If we do a tour of municipal leaders, because as I said, I was a former mayor of our town, and I've made an effort to make sure that we're in direct contact with all the municipal leaders in every community, including Westerly. Caswell Cook is one of your municipal leaders down in Westerly area, right? So make sure that we connect in on issues that relate to the municipal work. So I think the one thing that I do enjoy and that I feel as though that is something that really contributes to make the state a better place is to really tie in all 39 cities and towns, understands what's happening there, and actually make an effort to connect in those communities with one another so that we're all kind of working in the same direction to make this state a great place to live in. I'll just give you two examples of things that so as we bring in, we have a very diverse state. So, for instance, we just connected in over the last year the town of Johnston, which is one of the most Italian communities in the country. Mayor Policina will tell you, with the Dominican community, because we have a strong Dominican community in the state, and I'm able to interact with them. And we brought them together, and actually Johnston donated 2 fire trucks to the Dominican, and also just recently donated a rescue vehicle to the Dominican. I like the idea of helping other areas of the world, but the thing that gives me the greatest satisfaction is that we just connected in the Dominican community with an Italian community in the state of Rhode Island, and they break bread and they know each other better, and that helps people understand each other better. So we did the same thing with the town of Lincoln through their Joe Alman, the administrator there, with Haiti and Bernard George, who is involved with the Bridges for Haitian Success, and we're able to do a rescue vehicle to Haiti as the first, and Belize the first rescue vehicle for 150,000 people there. So we help people outside of our state's borders, but the big thing that I wanted to emphasize is bringing the Haitian community together with a community in Lincoln, Rhode Island, helps strengthen our state, better understanding, especially in the backdrop with a lot of the the racial issues that have exploded over the last 6 months in our country and in Rhode Island as well. So the thing I enjoy the most is meeting the people from the different communities and bringing them together so that they get to know each other.
Wow, that's incredibly good for this Rhode Island state. That's awesome.
That's awesome. It's
Thank you,
good.
Dan.
Joe, would you like to take the next one?
Yes. Can you give us an overview and an update on your efforts in advocating for Rhode Island small businesses?
Yeah, Joey, thanks for asking that. I mean, that's been a lion's share of our work. We understand all the other issues that are out there that are important, health issues. I keep on saying, to make sure that we're wearing our masks, Joey. We want to be wearing our masks because the health issue is the most important thing that we could be dealing with. And I've said recently that, not wearing your mask is equivalent to like indecent exposure. You wouldn't go outside without your clothes on. Well, in today's world, we shouldn't be going outside without our masks on, because we expose both our health and our economy at the same time. So what I've been doing is really working on the economy side, out of our office, connecting in with the local small businesses, whether it's down in Westerly area with the chamber, or with the Misquamicut Business Association, or around the state, the equivalents in every community, all 39 cities and towns. So we started off, because I do chair the advocacy council for the small businesses. So it was a natural, when I was mentioned before, we go to every community. If we go to a farm in one, we go to farm in every one. A manufacturer in one, we go to manufacturer in every one. A coffee shop. We were in the middle of an art tour that we actually were down in the Westerly area at an art tour, visiting your theaters and your choral group, the wonderful chorus group down in Westerly, and visiting art. The art area. We have the art in your train station as a wonderful collaborative artist. And so what we've done is we've taken that and we've connected in with local businesses that responded to my request of how can we help, let us know. So we formed this coalition of businesses, a small business coalition, that small businesses can go to rismallbusiness.org and they can register their businesses. We have well over 3,000 businesses that have been, since we started it, that are part of that coalition of small businesses. And we've been advocating for them, helping them through some of the small business loans, getting what's called the PPP loans early on, the EIDL loans, working that. We have a call every Tuesday, with a Facebook Live that Ben Barber helps us produce, that we bring in, whether it's people from DLT, talking about unemployment issues, or we bring them in and we got the DBR, which is Department of Business Regulation, with Liz Tanner, talking about the business regulation issues, or Commerce with Secretary Pryor, Small Business Administration with Mark Haywood. And then we bring the coalition on to talk about what the coalition do. And I'll give you a quick update of what we're doing on that right now, because it's so important. We were able to advocate for federal monies that were given to the state, Joey, that could be allocated to help small businesses with grants. And we're able to get the governor to appropriate $50 million to a Restore Rhode Island program. So now we're doing what we're calling a 39 small business grant tour. And I've been to, I think, almost 32 communities now. I've got 4 communities this week. The rest of this week, I'll be on Block Island the day after Thanksgiving, visiting with businesses, letting them know about the grants that are available. And then now we're partnering in with that coalition. We've just sent a letter to the General Assembly, and we're sending another letter to the governor, expressing how we can do right by our small businesses with these grants. We're asking for another $75 million to be put into the mix as of December 1st, so businesses can get second and third checks. And then if there's a shutdown, like we're hearing about potential shutdowns right now, about the businesses being shut down. Seminole Falls just shut down their indoor dining yesterday with Mayor Diosa. We're expecting that might impact these businesses in a real significant way. So we're asking for another $75 million, those federal dollars, to be appropriated so that businesses who are forced to close to keep us healthy get some funds to help them stay alive during the time frames that they're shut down. And in addition to that, use some of those monies to help the staffing because many if businesses are shut down, then the staff is going to be without jobs and they're going to collect, but they're not made whole on the collection. So we're suggesting that some of that at $75 million will help those families that potentially could be laid off because of potential shutdown. So very important work, Joey. Thank you for asking that question. But we're in every single community talking, and we had, which was interesting, I had a friend of mine donate 40,000 masks to our office. So as we're going to see these small businesses, my goal is we got them in bags from our office that got 100 masks in each one. And so my goal is to give out 400 bags of those masks to 400 businesses over the time frame from the beginning of the mid-October to Thanksgiving. And I believe the day after Thanksgiving we'll be on Block Island for our 39th visit, and to hand out our 400th bag of 40,000 masks we'll have delivered out to the small business community over the last 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's great.
It's great. It's amazing. Lots of challenging times, Governor, but it's amazing how we pull together and make it happen in the midst of all the chaos. So kudos to you.
Well, On the Beat also delivers the message. So as you got people watching this, right, and they want to get at to advocate, or they know a small business owner, you could help them out by letting them know about the work that we're doing to get grants. I was on a call on Monday, Kim, with the coalition. We have a coalition call every Monday morning at 11 o'clock for the businesses that want to participate. It's not a public meeting. It's it's kind of a private meeting with these businesses so they can air out some of their concerns. But one of the businesses, because of our work, just received a $30,000 grant. These are grants from those federal dollars that the state can use to provide grants. $30,000 to that one business. In that case, it's going to actually cover almost a full month or more of operating costs, and it's going to allow that business to buy time to stay in business. And that's what we're trying to do to thousands of businesses in the state of Rhode Island right now. So, you can spread the word through your network that our office is available to, help walk through any small business. Right now, it's anybody under 50 employees, anybody who's been negatively impacted on any 1 month compared 2019 to 2020. And they can qualify for that, for those funds to help keep their businesses alive. And I know that we're doing a lot of work down in the Westerly area right now to help out dozens of businesses, that need that help. So, and the other piece, other message, Joey, I'll say on the small business, buy local this holiday season.
Yes.
Support our local small businesses. That is probably the most important thing that your listeners can do, is to buy local during this holiday season, whether it's in your restaurants or your food or your gifting. We have wonderful retail in the state, and every community has that. So I'm really encouraging everybody out there to buy local, support your local businesses. You can go to rismallbusiness.org if you want to do that, and you can see listed thousands of local businesses that you can actually shop your businesses based on the category that you're trying to shop in. So that rismallbusiness.org is a great one. Shop local, RIRhodeIsland.com that Ben just put up. It's a great one too. So encourage everybody in the state, and anybody that's filtering in from from Connecticut into shop our local businesses. That would be great.
That'd be awesome. I think the chamber also is offering online shopping.
Yes.
In our local community, and they have certain designated days, and they had done it earlier on in the year, and they're continuing it obviously around the holiday season, and it's actually been very effective. So I'm going to take and do that this year. So
and Lisa's great down there in the chamber. She's wonderful. She hosted me on. They shut down the High Street section and for Sundays for about 6 Sundays in a row. Yes. We got down there, and my wife Susan and I came down. We had dinner down there with my chief of staff, Tony Silva, and his wife, and we met many businesses in there. We just had and I'm going to get the name wrong, but they do the apple wine, the winery right on High Street, and we had John on to one of our programs. He gave us a little tour of his winery for his apple, and we bought a bottle of the apple wine from him when we were down there. So let's support our local small business, Kim. That would be very helpful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amazing. Well, Martin, would you like to take the next question?
Yes. What advice would you give a small business owner now?
Yeah, so I think that the one piece of advice is just be persistent. If we were involved in small business, Martin, and we still have ties to family businesses, although I'm separated now. I'm lieutenant governor from them, but we've rode this roller coaster of economic hard times in Rhode Island, where we kind of go up and down in the state. We had a bank crisis in the 90s that we had to navigate. Our business that was in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, a fitness club that we had for over 30 years. And we got very close to the edge of failing because of the surrounding economies of shutting down the credit unions in Woonsocket. But we were very persistent. We sought out advice. That's one of the things I think you can do. There's some advisories through different business associations right now. That's free advice, real strong professional advice. If you find yourself struggling right now, seek out that advice. I still to this day, I call them like 4 guardian angels that helped me out. It was a banker, it was an attorney, it was somebody who was a consultant of some sort, and I sought their advice during that time frame, and that's what saved our business, and it saved us from a lot of economic hardship. So I would say my advice to people would be to, first of all, be persistent, never give up during this time frame. Rely on the goodwill that you've built over years, or if you just started your business, the goodwill that you're building right now, and then seek good advice. And our office can provide that direction because that's part of the services we're providing with this effort with the small businesses, and seek out professional advice. I can't emphasize that enough, because as we're going through the process, small businesses are absorbed in their business. And during difficult times, they're even more absorbed. So they kind of lose sight of what's happened outside of their doors. But this is so important that they seek out some good professional advice and use our office as well to provide the potential resources that are available to all our small businesses in the state, which there are several opportunities out there, Martin. So thanks for asking that question.
No problem. Sounds great. Great business. Great advice.
Joe, you got the next one. You ready to go?
Yes. Is there anything else you would recommend to others support your effort for small business owners?
Yeah, so I think that one of the things that we really need to take a lot more serious, Joey, is what I talked about earlier, is the masks. And I really do think that they're connected, as I said about the connection between our economy and our health, when I kind of jokingly said it was indecent exposure not to wear your mask, right? So I think that we need to really create a stronger community buy-in. It's not just on the shoulders of the small businesses to project this real urgency. I think it's in programs like this. I think it's in the church groups that every community has. I think it's in the YMCA's, the Boys and Girls Clubs, the areas that really make communities, whether your local Little League program is active or not. There's really strong networks in all those youth groups and all those youth sports programs. We really need to emphasize the need for wear the masks right now, because that's our only until the vaccine comes. That's our only protection out there. That's our only line of defense. So why not use it? I think some people might feel self-conscious if they're talking to somebody face-to-face with the mask on. Don't feel self-conscious. This is what we need to do. The other person's wearing a mask too. That's just the way the world is right now until that vaccine comes in. So my advice right now, Joey, is that especially to the small businesses, to really get on board. And I've had this conversation. I happen to believe that we could really move into incremental flexibility. And by that, I mean, we could kind of inch up the operations of our businesses, so that if they're operating at 65%, let's get them to 67%. Let's get them to 70%. Let's evaluate what that means. But the only way that we're going to be able to do that is to control this infection rate. And so top priority for all of us is to control this infection rate. Inside the business community, it's really to embrace it and not to rebuff it, not to push it back on it. Let's embrace it, like make sure that everybody in the community, and I really do believe that municipal leaders and all the community leaders play a real significant role in helping our small businesses by really doubling down on this safety issue. This one area that we can have some level of control of protection on the virus rate is wearing our masks. So that'd be my advice to everybody out there, including the small businesses. Embrace that. That's our only line of defense until we get this vaccine. And then Rhode Island actually is going to be a part of a pilot program for the vaccine. It was stated today that they're going to be one of 4 states that actually is going to be a pilot in terms of how to distribute the vaccine. So we'll have a front row view along with our emergency management teams in terms of, an exercise in advance of other states in terms of how to distribute the vaccine. So Rhode Island's doing everything it can to keep it safe. And right now, embrace the using the mask. That's my advice.
Thanks.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
So before Martin asks you the last question, I have a question for you. So I know that you're currently working hard to raise money to fund for funding for grants for local military families in need. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, so one of the things I inherited in our office when I became Lieutenant Governor, sworn in 2015, was what they call Operation Holiday Cheer. And Lieutenant Governor Charlie Fogarty put that Operation Holiday Cheer in, and that was meant to provide these care packages, these Rhode Island signature packages that would be mailed out to every man and woman who's serving from Rhode Island, outside of Rhode Island during the holiday seasons. Normally, Kim, hundreds of volunteers come in on that 2-day. We're coming up on it Saturday, actually, where Saturday and Sunday is our normal day for that Operation Holiday Cheer, and hundreds of packages are mailed out during that time frame. Today, now we've kind of scaled that down, Kim, because we can't put hundreds of people in a room right now to put these packages together. So the Blue Star moms are doing the portion that has to do with these packages. They're a little smaller this year, but the heart and soul that are put into them are still there. So they're going to get mailed out. But then what we did was, and that's why I brought this mask on, is this is a mask that got the Rhode Island Military Family Relief Fund right on it, right? And so what we're doing is we're saying to people, all right, we're shifting gears because many of our National Guard, 500 of our National Guard have been activated to help us keep us safe in the state of Rhode Island. That means they leave their jobs because they go into the National Guard full time. And when they leave their jobs, the income in those families get decreased. So this relief fund fills in the gaps so those families can pay their rent, pay their mortgage, pay their car payment, pay their utilities. And so since Charlie Fogarty incorporated that into the program back in 2004-ish area, well over $300,000 has been distributed to help families. Last year alone, $60,000. So that fund has been depleted because of the need. So we're out to raise $50,000 to help restore that, to help those families who serve as well, right, Kim? Families who have family members who are serving our country, they serve as well. They're impacted in a way when their family members serve. So that's what the idea is. Right now, we're halfway through that goal. We're at $25,000. And I see Ben's putting the Rhode Island Military Family Relief Fund. They can just go to our website and we can direct them there. Those are tax deductible donation. Businesses are making donation. I know that we're going to receive a donation. We're going to make it public, a $10,000 donation on Saturday from one of our companies, but we're also receiving $25 donation, $50 donations. I made a donation in honor of my dad during Veterans Day. My dad died in '86, but he served in World War II. People can make a donation in honor of their family members who have served. But we're encouraging everybody to do that so that we can restore that fund, Kim. Thank you for asking.
Oh, no problem. Actually, that was part of Martin's last question. But
yeah.
I'm glad that you answered that, and amazing work. We're so proud to have you as Lieutenant Governor. You just do amazing work. So we're very lucky. So we do appreciate you coming on. We know how busy you are. Thank you so much. We wish you well now and in the coming months. And thank you. And thank you also to Martin and Joe for being great hosts, and to Ben Barber for being, a great producer. So anyway, it's been a wonderful visit.
Well, we appreciate the invitations Beyond the Beat with Joey and Martin, yourself, Kim, and thank you for the work that you're doing, because the information that you're providing on a daily, weekly basis to your community, very important. And
Yes.
Like I said earlier, connecting our communities is so important. So if our office can be of any help to you at any time, let us know. Ben knows how to get in touch with me.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Also wanted to thank anyone who has listened in. We appreciate it. And, if you happen to have missed it this morning, you can visit later on our social media pages. So please keep an eye on Facebook for the next broadcast. Our guest next week is Colin Bennett from Malted Barley. We look forward to his visit. So in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe and healthy. And
That's it for now. We'll see you next time on The Beat.
all right, you got it.